Hola, beautiful beings. It's Victoria here from Tree Living Yoga with the Journey to Freedom podcast. For the next 10 weeks, every week, Caitlin, Pell, and I will be diving into Remembering Freedom, a book by Randall Simpson, a book that accompanies trainings and retreats, offering women a pathway home to themselves. This book resonated with me so deeply that I found a new way to connect and cherish my woman even more than I knew was possible. I continue to find new and unfolding things in this book. It's like the little golden gems and nuggets are constantly popping up, and I always have it with me. Caitlin is studying with me on her Reiki journey, and this book is forming part of her course. So we are delving into it together from an old and new perspective. In this podcast, I hope that you will find something that speaks to you. And if it does, please get in touch with me. And we have PDFs that accompany some of the exercises from this podcast. There are retreats available to Ibiza, trainings in Bali, trainings in the UK, or maybe you just simply would like to buy a book, follow it yourself, and explore your own woman. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Hope you enjoy. Hey, thanks for joining us for episode 4 of the Remembering Freedom podcast. And today's super special, and I'm really excited to share it with you. We have my housemate and fellow teacher and friend, Tracey Close, with us today. Hey, Trace.
Oh, hey Vic, good to chat, yeah.
And Tracey's been doing the Reiki course, which also includes a lot of the Remembering Freedom, so the same course that Caitlin's been doing. And there's a particular part in the book that both Tracey and I really love and we've really connected with. So there's as you get into looking at how we're affected as women by like our menstrual cycle and the seasons and how we can look at the days of the week. Just before that, we have this lovely invitation to feel into our own unique moon centers. And this is such a cool thing. It's like we have our own orbit of the moon within us. So although you have the external moon and the planets going around, we also have this really cool thing happening within us. What makes it even more special is every single woman has their own unique pattern and flow of these sites. And in the beginning, when I first encountered the book and was first looking at it, I didn't know they were a thing, like they were actually a real thing that you could that other people are doing. And it's when you Google it and look deeper into it, these are moon centers that were discovered by Yogi Bhajan and in Kundalini yoga. I thought it was something I don't know, I didn't even question it, to be honest. I just kind of saw these 11 sites in the book and felt my way through them. And Rand had said they change site every 2.5 days, and just feel into like what they might mean for you. So that's what I did for quite some time, quite some months.
Yeah.
Thinking, where do I feel that? And just noting down in my own journal, how I felt and how they flowed. And I suppose things like lips, and then having that like communicative meaning, like communication and stuff, sort of like makes sense.
Absolutely.
And go on, Trace, sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, absolutely, Vic. I love how Randall calls them the 11 chords, which create a lunar song in our bodies, and that's so wonderful.
Oh my God, yeah, and you can almost feel how they're making a sound within you, how you're learning how to play your own unique music. And that, I think that might be something that she says in the book as well, us learning how to play our music.
Yes.
Go on, Trace.
Yeah, I'm just agreeing with everything you're saying. giving us that natural grounding, yeah, and that freedom and that feeling of love daily, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think as I know for me, and I think lots of other women or even like people might feel the same way, but another way to connect with your body and your physical body and appreciate how amazing it is. And in the beginning, I was like touching my physical body to find out like where I felt connection. And now it's so crazy, it's so quick that I could sit down and think, oh, where am I feeling it? And I'm instantly like, today I'm in her thighs. and it's so, I can feel the energy there and I'm so quickly drawn to it. Now
Yes.
I've been practicing finding it. So yeah. And then I'll just read through what these, if you haven't encountered them, then I'll just read through what the 11 moon centers, where they are. And we've got hairline, like the arc line, our cheeks, our lips, our earlobes, back of the neck, breasts, belly button and your back, inner thighs, eyebrows, clitoris, and the vagina.
Mm-hmm.
So in all of these connect to a different way of us being. And then it wasn't until I started teaching from it that I then looked at it from another point of view. And how have you found these sites, Trace?
Yeah, so just through the Reiki course and being introduced to Randall's Remembering Freedom book, oh my goodness, like it's opened up so many doors. Yeah, so today I'm kind of feeling breasts. So I'm feeling really loving and generous and compassionate. And for me, I think because I've only sort of been tracking so this is my second month, so I don't feel it every day, and I don't want to force it to present itself. I just want it to come really naturally and just sort of open when it's ready. So there's some that I really feel and some that I don't feel so much yet. But today, definitely a feeling in the breast, just really wanting to give out lots of unconditional love and do some good for the world.
Wow. And did you feel that in like, did you feel the emotion before you felt, do you know what, did you like check in afterwards, or did you kind of wake up and think, oh, I'm in this moon center today? And do you know what I mean?
The emotion came first, and then the moon center sort of presented itself, I guess, linked to that emotion. But yeah, I've been quite sociable this week. So I've had like my uncle here and my friends I haven't seen for a long time at a concert last night, and my goddaughters, and just really just giving time, I guess, and an open heart. So it's felt really, really wonderful. And I've been doing a lovely heart opening meditation, the yam sound from the bija mantra. So it's all felt super connected these last few days. So really nice.
Oh wow, it's when you go through them, I know, like, because Tracey and I share a living space at the moment, sometimes our morning chats are like, oh, where are you today? And sometimes it's a bit like sort of what Tracey was saying a few days ago. I was, well, it was probably a few weeks ago now, wasn't it? Like a couple of weeks ago, just before I went away,
Yeah.
that I was feeling, I'd had a conversation with a friend and hadn't really felt into kind of like where the moon center was in that day, but I said, oh, well, you can use our house over the summer because we're away, and do you want to do this, you can come and stay. And I found like that I was having this, like I was giving, and then I kind of checked in to like where my moon site was, and I was like, oh yeah, obviously I'm also breast today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, funnily enough, the other day when I booked my flight to Bali, I was cheeks. So, and cheeks can be things like unpredictability or instability and being a little bit crazy. And it was so funny that I didn't think at all. I just like went for it really quickly without just on impulse.
Yeah.
And then when I looked back at that and thought, oh, was that a good day to book them?
I think it was a perfect day to book those flights. Yeah.
Because you don't want to think too much into it. What I found really good, particularly for me, is because I don't have a cycle, this lunar rhythm provides us with this really cool stimulus to follow the flow of when it might be a good time to be creative, when it might be a good time to be sociable. So like Tracey was saying from Randall's book, to play your own unique chords and find your own rhythm, it's a really wonderful thing, because you can, like, it's taken me quite a long time and I still don't have like the exact pattern, but each month there's more similarities into the order of the sites that I'm journeying through. So you can start to really plot when you might be more creative. Maybe it's a time for you to, if you're in that business that you need to do social media stuff, or you want to draw something or do some art or create something for just for you or for a loved one. And when you might want to like stand up for yourself, you know, and be in your power, or be like sociable or anything like that, you can really feel into it. And also, if you're feeling maybe a little bit vulnerable and like you're going to feel a little bit unstable on a day, maybe when you feel into that, it gives you this cue to, okay, let's not make a decision today. Let's just wait until we move into a different place.
Absolutely, Vic. Yeah, and I'm excited to find out how these patterns emerge for me. Yeah, so tracking again next month and the month after, and I think it would help sort of with relationships, definitely with my work, and like you've already said, with creativity. Yeah, just enjoy the insights into its location and the sequence. It's really exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's like a new discovery of something funky and cool that's going on within you, and it's totally unique to you. Oh, I love it. I love it. I really do. And also the other thing is that it's great to, even if you were a guy, it's great to be aware of how women can change in sensitivity and mood and energy, and be able to not see that as a negative or a weakness, but see it as like a wonderful, like Mon says about the cycles that we'll go through, like the other menstrual cycle when we get later on in the podcast. It's like our own superpower. So imagine if you could, in the world, somebody said to you, oh, I'm going to give you this gift so that you can choose when you are most creative to do something, and you can choose to nurture yourself when you feel most insecure or emotional. And you had this amazing insight, so you weren't just pushing and, you know, trying to come up with an amazing idea for a I don't know, a website, a story, a whatever it is that you want to do in your life that's creative. Instead of being frustrated with it, waiting for that time when you know, okay, I'm in creative mode, and then you can get into it.
Yes. It's so funny, Vic, because I feel like I've had it all of my life, but I wasn't present with this amazing process. So just to be open to it now is yeah. Really.
I know, because we have a mutual friend as well, and I have a mutual friend called Sue, and she's very intuitive with how she feels naturally, and I would say that she's the sort of person that checks in with herself in the morning and like you're saying, naturally has this ability, but not maybe present with it. And flows with, you know, when she's creative, when she needs nurturing and things like that. And I think that I've had it only really in my I've only had an awareness of it in the last maybe sort of 10 years. And before that, like I'm 46 now, and before that I've spent much of my like younger life just pushing against the natural flow of things, and making myself work in jobs that weren't suitable for me, making myself be in environments that were maybe like really masculine and really uncomfortable and just not with my flow. So I was almost like stifling my spirituality and my connection to my woman and my own lunar rhythm and song by putting myself in all of these places and going against like my natural flow. So I think that's why this book, and actually even like just my connection with Randall, opened up a whole new world for me.
Whole new world, yeah. And Vic, have you got any experience of meditation to balance moon sites?
There's something that I was looking at on researching this for other people, and the Satanama meditation, which is the mantra Satanama, and that sound it's from the Kundalini practice, and practicing that laying on your belly face down with your chin on the ground is said to balance the moon sites. So I haven't practiced it enough to know if that is going to balance my moon sites. However, I do practice it and feel that it's just a total balancer of my energy. And so I think if you do that with that intention, and each one connects to a different planet, so you have, it's like having this inner and outer connection and bringing everything together. So the Sa connecting us to Jupiter and infinity, the cosmos and beginnings, and the Ta connecting us to Saturn and life and existence, the Na connecting us to the sun and also death, like the death before a new beginning, you know. And then the last one connecting us to Mercury, the Ma, and this being rebirth and resurrection. So you can almost feel that going through it. So as it's a podcast, you can't really see us, but if you imagine with your fingers, you have the thumb connecting with your first finger for Sa, and then it moves to the middle finger for Ta, the index finger or the ring finger for Na, and then the little finger for Ma. So Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. So you're having this lovely presence of connection with your fingers. The other interesting thing actually is where you're laying on your belly and your chin is on the floor. The chin is the center point of the moon centers, or your lunar chords.
Absolutely. Oh, wonderful. Yes, I'd like to give that a try.
Yeah, that's what we should try. Let's get on it and try it so that we can share how that feels. Also, if you want to try it at home, then I'll add a little instruction onto the bottom of the podcast, and you can try it at home and let us know how you go and how it feels. So each of these moon sites are listed in the Remembering Freedom book, and I've made a little PDF poster of the moon sites and how you can derive some meaning from each one of them. So if you get in touch, I can send you that by return of email. And just to feel into them. Maybe today, just have a seat somewhere and allow your mind and energy to feel into these different places on your body, these 11 sites, and see where you are today. What are you being drawn to? You know, you being drawn to your eyebrows, your cheeks, your lips, your hairline, back of your neck, your breasts, your navel, inner thighs, clitoris, or the membrane of your vagina. Wherever you will feel a natural energetic pull to one of those places. I think I did it. You are right though, it does take. I remember the first time I was like, what? And I was trying to do all of them at once. I was trying to the first time I did it, I was just trying to touch all of them at the same time. I don't really understand. But now it seems to have found a flow and seems much more relaxed. So yeah, it's such a lovely. Imagine that we can just have our own lunar chords and play our own rhythm, and it's like we're playing our life, like you're playing a song and you're creating the most optimum situations for all eventualities.
Just beautiful. Yeah, I'm just loving how I'm learning to listen inwardly rather than looking outward for my alignment, I guess, my true alignment. So yeah, it's really beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. And it's such a, I don't think you can't really make anybody do that. It's suddenly you start to go, oh yes, it's inside. Oh, thank you, Tracey. Thank you so much for chatting to me today and sharing your feelings on the moon sites and our lunar chords. And look forward to hearing how everybody's getting on with their lunar rhythms. Thank you.
Thank you, Vic.
Have a beautiful day.
I'm Victoria Sky from Tree Living Yoga. Thank you so much for listening. And if you're tuning in, maybe you want to check out our Natural Healers course, a deep dive into the world of healing and becoming a healing arts practitioner. We're offering 300 hours of training into healing in Bali on the 17th of July for 25 days on a full immersion this year, 2022. We're staying in the beautiful Bali Eco Stay. It's residential and all-inclusive of food, excursions, transfers to and from the airport. All you have to do is get yourself to Bali, and it would be great to see you there. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy this podcast.